Hey folks, welcome to another MasterThatSolo lesson. Today we're going to get stuck into all the notes, all the little nuances of Adrian Smith's solo from Sea of Madness by Iron Maiden. And a big huge thanks to Sean. This is one of a Patreon request. So Sean over at Patreon requested this. So let's get stuck in. First phrase sounds like this. So Sea of Madness solos in B minor, and what we're doing here is we're going to be starting off by playing like a B minor down the second fret. So Adrian Smith is kind of playing this. Dave Murray's playing a harmony part, but I'm just going to look at what Adrian Smith is playing here. So we're playing second fret, that A string. Then I'm going to play 2, 4, 5, 2 on that A string there, and I'm using a little bit of palm mute. Yeah, so it goes 2, 4, 5, and then back to 2. So that's kind of root second and minor third of your B minor there. Then you do that again. You play 4th fret. Fingering wise here though, what you might want to do is play that 2, 4, 5 with the first and second finger like that. So you can get to that 4th fret, the D string there. Yeah. And then what he has is a little kind of twiddle. So I'm going to up that 4th fret, hit that 4th fret again, hammer to 5, and play 5, 4, 0, pull off there. So that's the kind of rhythm of it. It's like da 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 da. Yeah. Then I'm going to play second fret that D string, 4th fret the D string, back to second fret D string, open D string, and then back to your root note, second fret of that A string there. Let's get our first 4 bars. It sounds like this. Yeah. Next 4 bars we start off with the same. Then we have. And now what I'm going to do is climb up. Fret wise, it's going to be 4th fret of the D string, 5th fret, 7th fret, then 9th fret. We're playing it as 16ths here, so you have this. It sounds like there might be 3 when you get to that 9th fret. Yeah, so you're kind of building up to the next part of the phrase. So that goes. Yeah. Then what I'm going to do is play 6th fret of that G string there with a little pinch harmonic. It's kind of about that area. I'm just in front of my humbucker here at the bridge. And I do a pull off 7, 6, keeping that first finger there, and then I do 7th fret the D string with the 3rd finger, and then 7th fret that A string with the middle finger. It's like a little A triad there. Once you've put vibrato on that 7th fret A string, slide it off before we get into the next phrase. And that next phrase sounds like this. So we'll have a little 2-bar section here, and what's kind of interesting about this is Adrian Smith comes in like a 16th after kind of the beat. So what you're doing here is I'm going to be playing this first little phrase, which is a hammer and pull off 6, 7, 6 in the G string, then 9, 7, 9 on that D string. You know, and it's like even 16ths apart from that last note, that's the 8th. But you're coming in on the E of your 1 E and a 2 E and a. Yeah, so it's kind of a weird bit of phrasing this kind of throughout this kind of whole solo. So watch out for the timing of that. You're not exactly on the beat for the. Yeah. So you're coming in 16th after the beat. And then after you've done that bit, you do this next bit where you do pull off 7, 6. Then I'm going to pull off 9, 7 on that D string. And then I'm going to go back to 9th fret, that D string, up and down bend. Yeah. Now fingering wise, I'm using 2nd and 1st. I think this is what Adrian Smith does, looking at the live footage as well. I'm using 1st and 2nd finger in the G string, and 3rd and 1st finger in the D string. Yeah, so you have to kind of jump a little bit there. Yeah. Then the ending little phrase again is a little 16th gap, and then you're going to do 6, 7 pull off again, 9 in the D, back to 6 in the G, and then 9 on that D string with a bit kind of bend up and down, a bit of that wide vibrato there as well. Yeah. So when we put the whole thing together, it kind of goes. Yeah. So it's kind of got this weird phrasing to it, where you're not exactly bang on the beat with these little hammer-ons here. Yeah. That leads us into the next phrase, which sounds like this. this next phrase is the one that took me the longest to kind of get down, and it's one of these situations where you're trying to copy someone else's very natural phrasing and kind of timing of things. So this starts off, we're pretty much, as I said, everything's B minor, so what we're playing note-wise here is like a B minor scale. It's kind of like 14, 12, 10 in the high E string, 14, 12, 10 in the B string, then you get 12, 11 in the G string, and then you would have like 14, 12, 11, you know, kind of 9 in that D string, but he's kind of going to stop at 11th fret the D string here. But our first little bit is I'm going to play 14th fret the high E string, then I'm going to do this little pull off. Now this isn't like a triplet, you're holding that 10th fret a little bit longer and then a quick pull off 14 to 10, or hammer and pull off, and then 14 in the B string there. So you can have 14th fret, that's your first bit. Then I'm going to do 10, 12 in the high E string, and then 14 in that B string. Yeah, so that's kind of the first chunk to me. Yeah. Then what I'm going to do is I'm going to do a hammer and pull off 10, 12, 10 in the high E string, first and second finger, to 14th fret on the B string there. Then I'm going to go back up to 10th fret E string, and then I pull off 14, 12 in that B string there. Yeah. Now I'm breaking it up like this because this is what I feel. Trying to get this timing wise, it has this weird displaced kind of feeling, because what you're doing, that's on the beat, and then the next kind of phrase kind of starts on like beat 4, and that kind of helps with the timing of things. So that's that kind of second section. Now what I'm going to do is play 10th fret of that B string, and I'm going to do a pull off 14, 12, 10 in the B string. So that's your 4/16ths on the beat there. So this really helped me kind of get this kind of timing of this. I'm thinking of landing that 10 on the beat, got a downstroke on it as well. Then I've got the pull off. Then I'm going to play 12th fret of the G string, and then a 12th fret pull off to 10th fret on the B string there. So I kind of do middle finger on the G string, and then third finger does the pull off. Yeah. Now, when I was transcribing this, I wondered if there were double notes and stuff going on there, but I think the way he's phrasing that is that's where he does a little pause. So he goes, and then he ends it with this little group: 10th fret the B string, 12th fret of the G, pull off to 11th fret that G, hammer back onto 12th fret the G, and then 11th fret that D string. Yeah, so maybe when he was recording this, might have been like an improvised solo, and he's thinking of ending the phrase, so he kind of goes that little bit there. So putting this together, that's 4 bits. So you've got your first bit, yeah, then you've got your, and then the. So if you chunk it up like that, that will help trying to get the kind of phrasing of this, because it is quite an awkward one to get down. Yeah. So next phrase sounds like this. Okay, so this next phrase is really just kind of ascending up like a B minor scale. But how we get into it, we've just done this 11th fret that D string. So you're going to slide back to the 7th fret. So that 7th fret is kind of the and beat 4. So it's kind of like and. So when you go and then you can start in this phrase. So what we're going to be doing here is I'm going to do like a 9, 7, 9 pull off on that D string. Then I'm going to do 6, 7 on that G string, picking those notes, and then 9 on the D string. Yeah. So we're playing even 16ths here, but you can hear the little 3-note pattern that's been played up in even 16, so it gives it this cool kind of rhythmical feel. Again, really cool kind of unique phrasing to Adrian Smith. So that's my first little bit. Then I'm going to do 6 on that G string, and then hammer on 7 to 9 on the G string there. So you pick it, then hammer on 7 to 9. Then I'm going to play 6 again, 7, 9, and then I'm going to play 7th fret the B string with the first finger. So slowly, when I put all it together, it sounds like that. You've got that kind of feel, and that note there is a little kind of 8th note, so it pauses before you do the next section. In the next section, I play 9th fret of the G string, 7th fret the B string, then 8th fret the B string, and the 9th fret of that G string there. Or if I'm thinking little groups of 3, I guess you're doing 9 in the G, 7, 8 in the B string. Then I'm going to play 9 on that G string, then 7 in the B, and then hammer 8 to 10 on that B string there. So it goes, and then we end it off with 7th fret of the B string, hammer 8, 10 in the B string, and then 7th fret that high E string. Bit of vibrato, and then kind of slide it off. So that whole, or that second section is into this. Yeah, and the whole thing together, slowly, is into this. Yeah, so the thing about that is you're playing little groups of 3 in 16ths, so watch out that you don't play little 16th note triplets. You want that kind of all to be even 16ths, okay? And that leads us into our final phrase, which sounds like this. Cool, so we get to the nice emotive ending to this, and what we're going to be doing here is going up to the 17th fret. I'm going to do a whole step bend there. Then I'm going to pull off 17, 15 on that E string. Then I'm going to move down with the first finger and do 14, 15. Back to 14. Then hammer to 15 and pull off to 14. Then 17, 15 on the B string. Bend up with that 17th fret, the B string. Play 15th fret. Then I'm going to play 19th fret of this B string here and up a whole step bend. The ending chord kind of shifts up to C sharp minor, so you're playing bend up to 5th of that C sharp. So slowly it kind of goes. Yeah, so that's it. That's the solo to Sea of Madness. One of the things I think is challenging with this is that fast run in the middle, and it's just the weird kind of phrasing of stuff. So as I said, if you break it down into the chunks, hopefully that will help get a feel for it. But for me, when I was kind of breaking it down, I was just loading up Soundslice to the tab. Of course, you can get access to that if you're a member of Patreon. You can do what I do basically, and just loop it and start off nice and slow, 70, 80, 90%, 100% speed. But I'm hearing how it kind of flows in time, if that makes sense, and then trying to replicate that. So sometimes you can get licks where you can count them metronomically, 16ths, but this is one of these phrases or licks where it's slightly offset because of the 16th delay, or 3 notes and 4/16 kind of thing. So as I said, if you want access to the Soundslice tab for that, you can come over to the Patreon. That's a perk you get to Patreon. You'll also get access to the HELIX patch I created for this and the little tone tips if you want to try and recreate the tone. And you'll get access to loads of other stuff we've got on Patreon. We've got loads of lessons. We've got the study group. We've got, technique lessons, theory lessons, all loads of stuff on there. And also all the stuff I've got on YouTube, previous riffs, solos, all the Nuno stuff. All that stuff's over. So come on over and you can check it out. And of course, you become a member for free as well. You don't have to sign up if you don't want to. So thanks for watching, guys. Thanks again to Sean for suggesting the solo. And I will see you soon.